Hey, good morning, guys. So we have a couple of things I want to go over. Bitcoin is under pressure from the SEC, along from the Congress with their infrastructure bill. We have some crypto news, and I wanted to also dive into a little bit of a Hive Blockchain stock info as far as all of their miners. Did some calculations late last night. I want to go over those with you guys and where I think the price could possibly be in the next 6 months. So let's get into the charts. So we're looking at Bitcoin right now on the 4-hour chart, and we are trending up a little bit. We're still looking at the line here from July 26th to yesterday. We still have a positive trend line on the 4-hour chart. We're still up, and on the RSI we are heading down, which is good, which means we're getting to the point where we are oversold. So I think once all this FUD kind of settles down a little bit, I think we're going to be bouncing back up. But we still have the possibility of testing that 36,000 range as support, as we have it right here. If we look back, we can see the line here where 36,000 to 34,000 is kind of like the support range right now. So if we hit that, I think we might be bouncing back, and there's an article I think that kind of talks about this as well, that we'll get into it. Dogecoin. Dogecoin is also kind of flat right now. I mean, over the last week, it's been pretty much, it had a nice spike, and it has flattened out a little bit. But the RSI is pointing to it being as oversold, which is also a good thing. So we will see. Obviously, time's going to tell us more. But I don't think we're going to go much further lower than this. Excuse me. Stellar. All right, Stellar. I mean, same thing. Since July 26th, we've bounced. We've had a nice uptrend. And we also on the RSI have kind of deviated down a little bit, which is also stating that it might be oversold a little bit. Not much. It's at right around 45 RSI right now. So we'll take a peek into the future with Stellar in the next couple of days. We will see what's going on. Overall, the whole market is just languishing right now because of what's going on with the SEC and the transportation bill, or infrastructure bill, sorry. What are we looking at here? Litecoin, let me see here. Litecoin has been kind of flat from the 26th, but the RSI is definitely pointing to it being slightly oversold. So same story with Bitcoin. Then we have Cardano. Cardano has obviously had a nice run up in the last week. We were at 122, now we're at 134.2. But the RSI is giving me a little worry here. The RSI is showing that we were at 47, now we are at 51. So we're still kind of neutral, not oversold, not overbought. We're okay, but we're heading up, so I think that's a good sign. Ethereum. Ethereum has had a great run up. And then last week, if we look at it from the 26th, we can see it here. So we were here, and then here, roughly. A little bit higher. There we go. So we got a slight decline in the RSI on Ethereum, but we've had a nice major run up in price. So we got still plenty of room to go. We'll see. The London fork is coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see. I think there's some legs that Ethereum still has. I think it could go up much higher from here. And there's an article that we'll talk about Ethereum as well. Hive right now it is trading at around 268. Yesterday was the close. Pre-market is at 257. I think it still has more room to go, but I think it's just following too closely to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I think the market is just not pricing in all of the future earnings potential from their purchases of miners. So we'll get into that. I have a whole spreadsheet on that, which I'll go over with you guys. Okay, let's get into the news here. Market wrap, Bitcoin pullback mode as regulatory concerns rise. So we see here, Bitcoin extended its pullback on Tuesday as buyers continued to take profits from the 40,000 resistance level. The cryptocurrency was trading around 38,000 at press time and is down about 4% over the past week. Ongoing regulatory concerns in the U.S. and China have kept some Bitcoin buyers on the sidelines, with lower support seen around 34 to 36,000, which we talked about just a little bit ago. We expect the pullback to mature in 1 to 2 weeks near the 50-day moving average around 34K, after which Bitcoin is likely to clear 42.6K for a revised upside target near 51, wrote Katie Stockton, Managing Director of Fairlead Strategies, in a Monday newsletter. And my thinking is kind of close with hers as well. Excuse me, I think we'll might have a pullback a little bit down to the 34, 36,000. I'm guessing probably 36,000 range, and we'll go from there. Once all this FUD also kind of stabilizes with Gensler and the infrastructure bill. Ethereum in the lead. Ether, the world's second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, has broken out of a 2-month consolidation relative to Bitcoin. The ETH BTC ratio faces initial resistance near 0.07, and a decisive break above that level could yield further upside towards 0.08. Ethereum could find support around 2,300 to 2,400. If Ethereum successfully holds above support, we expect upward momentum from the current move toward a proof-of-stake Ethereum 2.0 push for a retest of the all-time high around 4K, wrote QCP Capital in Telegram chat. Some Ether bulls are also enthused about the Ethereum blockchain upcoming London hard fork and an upgrade expected later this week. That's expected to reduce the network's net issuance of new units of cryptocurrency, so obviously less supply, higher demand. We are less optimistic about BTC, and we think that upside on BTC might be capped in the near term. And depending where you look at it, I think we still have ways to go with Bitcoin. Bitcoin futures doesn't really interest me. Exchange outflows. A significant amount of Bitcoin has flowed out of exchanges over the past week, which could indicate investors' preference to hold rather than sell positions. That's a good thing, so that should have price appreciation. The exchange net position change metric maps out monthly rate of coins flowing in, green, or out, red, on all exchanges, wrote Glassnode in a Monday newsletter. This week, we have seen an extremely large volume of coins flow out of exchanges, comparable to the peak outflow seen in November of 2020. So, if you look at the chart, we can absolutely... let's go back. Okay, so we can't zoom in on it, but you can see it here. Outflows, significant outflows. This was back in November, and then we had a huge price run up. So, another positive for Bitcoin. Stablecoin, tether frequency, that didn't interest me. And then just really quick here, SEC Chairman on Crypto Oversight, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler, said he believes the vast majority of crypto tokens and initial coin offerings ICOs violate U.S. securities laws. In a speech at the Aspen Security Forum on Tuesday, Gensler said he agreed with Jay Clayton, his predecessor at the SEC, who once famously said that, in his view, every ICO I've seen is a security. And we had a huge ICO market happening back in 2017 when Bitcoin was obviously flying high. I mean, there were just ICOs coming out every day. And a lot of those were where you're basically investing either in miners, trying to get capital to increase their miner counts, build out their infrastructure, build out their buildings. I don't know about every ICO out there, but a lot of them that I did see, it seemed like they would fall under the securities category. What else do we have here? We got some Dogecoin news. Finders experts predict Dogecoin price to hit 121 by 2025 and 360 by 2030. So we got basically 4 years and 9 years of time frame. So if we look at it here, if you're holding Dogecoin, if you're like Dogecoin Millionaire, where you have 4 million Dogecoin, if it goes up to 3.6 in the next 9 years, you're going to be a happy camper. Experts share price prediction for Dogecoin. Finder, a major product comparison website, published the results of its July 2021 survey on the price prediction of Dogecoin last week. to determine the meme cryptocurrency is about to jump price or has this joke finally reached its use by date. We asked our 42 expert panel what's in store for the coin. The company detailed. The experts were asked about their price forecast for Dogecoin for 2025 and 2030. The company explained that according to the panel, Doge should see its value hit an average value of 121 by 2025 and 360 by 2030, according to the panel. So, if you're holding Doge, hold it for the next 10 years and you're going to be a happy camper. You might be able to retire if you have a lot of it. I don't have too much Doge. I think right now I have around 50,000 Dogecoins. So if it goes up to $3, I'll be a happy camper. Make a good return on investment, for a couple of years. Okay, let's get into the chart. I want to talk to you guys about. Hive Blockchain. So recently, yesterday, I posted a video where I said there's a lot of miners that are buying up new mining equipment for Bitcoin. And I wanted to run some numbers on what Hive has done in the past year and where they are with their miners. They reported, when was it? Just July 30th, that they're running at 925 petahash, tripling that by the end of the year. So they should be at around 2728 not 2728, 2,800 to 2,700 petahash by the end of the year. So I looked at all of their SEC filings for press releases when they're buying miners. So if we look at the data here, there's a lot. So I'll try to explain it the best I can. So here's the data. So I started with January 4th. In the press release, they stated that they have 319 petahash of current miners, roughly. They didn't exactly provide the number, but they're saying that they're doubling that to around, 300 or 600, 653 petahash with the purchase announced on January 4th. So I figured that they had about 319 petahash currently in Bitcoin miners. Excuse me. Cheers, guys. Throat was dry. That calculates to about, I'm guessing that they were using the miners that were last generation, maybe the Int miner, what were those? The S17s, I think, from Bitmain. And I calculated that at that petahash rate, would come out to be about 18,000 miners, each one doing about 0.0177 petahash, or 17,722 gigahash per miner, which I calculated that from what2mine.com website, trying to figure this out. Excuse me. So then they announced on January 4th that they are buying 4,180 new miners. They actually provided WhatsMiners MS31S Plus at 334 petahash equivalent, roughly. So that gave me a gigahash mining rate of 79, almost 80,000. So with those numbers, we can kind of figure out what their possible income is with these. Then on January 19th, they announced another 6,400 at 576 petahash, or 9,000 or 90,000 gigahash. And then on February 23rd, they announced 6,000 more miners, but they didn't provide which miners they were buying, but they provided the petahash of 444 petahash equivalent. So that was 74,000 gigahash per miner. February 24th, they announced again 3,000 at 90 petahash. These were significantly slower than the previous purchases. You can see it here that each miner was running at about 30,000 gigahash. So those, we can kind of figure out what those are, and I'll show you guys maybe the website. And then on March 1st, they announced 9,000 and 1,500, so they bought two different ones from two different companies, which were unknown, didn't provide it. But they did show that they bought 666 petahash of the 9,000 miners, which is equivalent to 74,000 gigahash. The unknown number 3 miners, 15,000 of them were at 45 petahash So 30,000 gigahash, similar to the ones that they bought back in February 24th. And then July 12th, they announced what's miners, the M30s, 3,019 of those at 264 petahash. And that's equivalent to 87,446 gigahash. And then July 30th, which is the most recent one that I found, they announced another 4,000 at 272 petahash, which is coming up to be 68,000 petahash, or gigahash, sorry. So with all those numbers, we can kind of figure out how many they have and what's the total petahash they have. So with all these numbers, by the end of the year, if they get everything in, sorry guys, if they get everything in, they'll have roughly 55,099 miners by my estimation, and they'll be at about 3,329 petahash in overall computing power. So here's the total for that. So 55,000, and then total hash petahash rate. So on July 30th, like I stated, they announced that they're running at 925 petahash currently, and they plan on tripling that by the end of the year. So then, and then July 30th, they also announced 200 million per year currently revenue run rate and 25 million in expenses per year. They also provided basically what their gigahash was on the Ethereum miners. So that came out to be 3,383 gigahash. I calculated that down to megahash, which is easier to do on What to Mine website. And I'm guessing that they're running it probably at 200 gigahash, maybe more than that. So my calculation might be off, but we'll get the same amount close to it. So I'm estimating that they have around 16,715 miners running Ethereum right now. So we'll be able to use that number in just a little bit here. So then I took all the data that they provided and when they're expecting to get their miners in. So here's how it looks. This is all for this year. So January they started with 319, and then February, March, April, all the way through December. How many miners they were supposed to get in and when? So if we look at it here, what's miners they were supposed to get 180, then 500 for the next couple months till the end of the year. The Evelyn miners 500, 500 and then 900 throughout the rest of the year. The unknown ones were 3,000 and 3,000, and then we had another unknown 525 unknown. So those are all the calculations for when they're supposed to get them all in. Here's all the total miners if they were added in at the time when they said. Obviously, there's been some constraints on the shipping channels and everything else, so this might be a little bit off. But we're pretty close to where they're saying that they are at currently. Let me see it. So they're saying we are in. Let me see here. Where are we? Where's July? We're beginning of August right now. They said July 30th that they are at 900 something petahash, which is pretty close to the 1,141 that I have for them. So they're only off by 200 petahash. So they might not have gotten all the miners in. But their statement of 900 some on mine petahash that they're at right now triples by the end of the year would be correct, because I'm showing here by the end of December they should be at around 2,832 total petahash for Bitcoin, with 34,000 total miners, new ones being installed. So let's look at some price predictions here, possibly. What have I got here? Trying to figure out what this is. Oh, this here. So daily, daily. I want to make sure I get this right. Total revenue daily. Okay, so this is. I'm trying to think here. I did this last night, so forgive me. I'm trying to remind myself what I did here. Is that 38,000 per day that they're making? Let me see here. 38,400 times 365 days. 14,000. That doesn't seem right. Oh, current price of Bitcoin, 38,400. That's what it was. So total revenue would be, they're roughly making $27.71 for all the miners mining per day. So we take that, multiply it by the number of miners, we get 944,356 at the current price level that we're in. Annual run rate would be 344 million. And then this is after electricity. I'm guessing that they're maybe paying 4 cents. They could be way lower than that. I could probably figure that out. I'm wondering if the information is available someplace to figure that out. But it would be 25.31 per miner, and that would equate to 314 million run rate per year. That's at the current price levels, right? And then here we have Ethereum. Ethereum, based on what I found, they're running at around $14.98 per miner profit a day. So that equates to 91,392,000. After electricity costs are reduced, you're looking at 86 million. So total revenue for the two miners would be 436 million pre-electricity, and then after electricity would be 40 million. So we know where we could possibly be at current levels, right? Obviously, Bitcoin can go up and Bitcoin can go down. Same with Ethereum. But right now, this is where we're at. Shares outstanding. They have right now calculated 383 million shares outstanding, which gives us an earnings per share of $1.14. If we do a 20 times EPS, which is kind of conservative on this, it would give us a stock price of $22.77 if they had all the miners running right now at the current price levels. Now, if crypto goes 2x, we're looking at a stock price of $45.54 roughly. Obviously, we have to take into consideration also the difficulty of mining, right? So as more miners come online, difficulty is going to increase, profits are going to go down. So even if difficulty increases 50%, we're still looking at a $22 stock. If crypto goes up three times, so Bitcoin's at 36,000 or 38,000 right now. If it goes up to 100,000, we're looking at a price per share of 68. This is pre-difficulty adjustment. Adjust 50% for a difficulty adjustment, you're looking at $34 per share. Crypto goes up 4x, so now we're looking at around $160,000, $150,000 for Bitcoin. You're looking at $91 per share pre-adjustment for difficulty. Difficulty goes up 50%. Take away 40, half of that, so that's $45 base per share. So that's kind of where I'm thinking Hive can go to. And I know there's a lot of information here, so I hope you guys understand all this. And if you have any questions, provide them down in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Or if you have better data that's, if I'm missing something, or if you have something that I don't have, I'd love for you guys to share that with me. That way I can improve this chart here, my chartboard Excel file. I know it's been long. I've been rambling on here, trying to give you guys as much information as I can on this. So I do think there is a lot of upside to Hive. Please do your own research on this. This is just my own research that I've done. I'm just a schmuck here on YouTube, trying to help you guys out a little bit. Obviously helping myself out as well by doing all this stuff, research. So that's all I have for you guys. If you've liked this video, please share it, subscribe, hit the like button. Helps me out so that I can provide you guys with more of this stuff. Let me know in the comments also if you'd like to see other miner companies kind of invested like this, what is that? We got Mara, Hut 8, and there's some other ones out there as well that are buying up like crazy miners right now. So with that, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.